When you're ready, we're going to start seated today. So find a comfortable seated position. I'm going to sit up on a bolster today with a little extra cushioning underneath my feet with a blanket. Might even put some blocks underneath my knees. We're going to be here for a couple minutes, so just make sure you're as comfortable as possible. If it's not comfortable on the floor, there is absolutely nothing wrong with sitting in a chair. So letting your hands find a comfortable place to rest. Maybe closing your eyes if that feels comfortable to you. Otherwise, just slowly scanning the space around you if you'd like to keep your eyes open. Start to take one nice deep breath. Maybe a couple of sighing breaths at your own speed. And then beginning to work your way into a nice rhythm, easy breathing. Whatever feels like a full round of breath to you, just working to lengthen to an amount that feels maybe slightly challenging, but mostly comfortable. Breathing low and slow, letting the belly expand with your inhales and soften with your exhales. And scanning through your body, notice if there's anywhere that you can identify that feels tight or tense. And then on a scale from just a little bit tense to very, very tense, where on that scale would that area fall? And then notice the amount or the area or areas of your body that feels spacious and good, comfortable, safe. And then on a scale from kind of comfortable to so cozy and comfortable, how comfortable do you feel? Where on that scale? Then I invite you to try and experiment a visualization of energy flow here. Imagining that the energy in that tense area and that energy in the comfortable, safe area, they're kind of blending now. So they're kind of smoothing out the edges. Maybe one area can kind of share a little of that comfort with the tense area. Just see if it's possible to create a visual of this flow, of this transmutation. If there's any kind of like touch or breath or clearing breath that feels like you could help with this movement, do whatever feels right to you. And if you'd like to set a dedication or intention for this practice today, feel free to consider that now. We'll take 3 clearing breaths, breathing in and gathering any leftover negative energy or any undue stagnant energy, anything you want to let go of. Let's breathe it in And sigh, releasing even just a bit. 2 more like that. Inhaling, and sighing. Keep going 1 more time. And with a little more space created, once again, calling your intention to mind. And then start to let your chin come down toward the center of your chest. Feel into the base of your neck. Maybe lift your shoulders and then circle them back and down. And again, noticing the back of your neck. Roll so the right ear ends up by your right shoulder. Let your left shoulder grow heavy and spacious. Dipping your chin back down to the center of your chest and then bringing your left ear toward your left shoulder. Letting the right shoulder relax down and away as if it's just getting kind of heavy. And a few more times going back and forth. Let your head sway. All right, bringing your head back up to center. You can open your eyes if you'd like. We're gonna straighten the legs here, and that might mean shifting some of the props that you have. You could keep sitting up on a little something if you'd like. I'm gonna try that today, continuing to sit up on my bolster, but legs will come out like a V. And we'll just do a little bit of free twisting side to side here. You might kind of prop your hands up on your legs to kind of push your way from side to side in a twist. So there's no real rhyme or reason here to it, except for what you create. So we're just twisting to one side and then the other. Next time you're twisting to the right, let's stay twisted to the right, gazing over the right shoulder and then holding here. With an inhale, turn just your head toward the left. Exhale, turn your head toward the right, back into your twist. Inhale, gaze to the left. Exhale to the right. Let's switch sides, twisting over to the left side here, bringing your hands to whatever feels right, and gazing over that left shoulder. Take a breath in here, sitting up nice and tall, and exhale, turning just the head to the right. Inhale left. Exhale right. One more time, inhale left. Exhale right. Releasing that, let's bend the right knee, tucking your foot in any distance from that left thigh. We will twist toward the right here, bringing the left hand to the inside of the thigh or knee, and then raise your right arm high. With an exhale, side bend toward the left. Imagining you're creating a nice little circle. The right fingertips, if you drew a line, would be connecting right on over to the left toes, pressing into your thigh, opening your chest up toward the sky, just as much as you'd like. With an inhale, let's rise up just a little bit. And then exhale, bend back to the left. One more time, inhale to rise. And then exhale, bend. Come back up to neutral, let your hands come down. We'll twist the chest toward the extended leg, toward that left leg. It doesn't have to be perfectly twisted over there, but somewhat twisted to the left. Puff your chest up here, like you're kind of creating a cow back. So puffing the chest up, a little dip in the back here. You can bend your left knee as much as you'd like as you take a fold over your left knee, trying to reach with your heart instead of your head. If you want, you can inhale and kind of rise up a little bit, and then exhale to fold slightly. Inhale, rising up. Exhaling, folding toward that leg. One more time. And then we'll switch sides. Left leg bends, right leg extends. This time we are twisting toward the, toward the left. We're pressing the right hand into the right leg, twisting up toward the left, lifting high with that breath in. And exhale, side bend to the right, reaching, imagining your body's kind of creating this nice little circular moment here with the arm, the left arm and the right leg. You can stay here, continuing to open the chest up toward the ceiling, or you might flow with it, inhaling to rise up slightly, and then exhaling to bend. We'll have 2 more breaths here. Do what you wish. Eventually coming up to center and then twisting slightly to the right. We will take a little fold over that right knee. Again, maybe bending your knee, just folding a little bit here, or you can keep it a little more straight. We're sitting up nice and tall, and then exhaling, bending, folding toward that right foot. You might inhale as you rise, and exhale as you fold. It could be really subtle. Maybe you lift and inhale just like an inch, and then exhale, lowering an inch. Could be a really big expression, inhaling to come like all the way up, and then exhaling to fold down. Find your Goldilocks portion today, that sweet spot. And then coming back up to center. You can shake your legs out a little bit here, and then we'll move along to hands and knees. A couple rounds of cat and cow. Moving props to the side. You can always keep a cushion under your knees, especially if you're on a hard surface. So hands will be right below the shoulders, knees below the hips. With your inhale, finding cow pose, belly lowering, gaze and tailbone lifting. Exhale, round your spine, cat pose, pushing up to the center of the spine, tucking your chin and tailbone. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. See if there's any little add-ons you feel like exploring, maybe a little twist or turn to the shoulders or a bend of the elbows. Let's make our way to extended child's pose. Knees come out wide, big toes touching behind you, slowly sinking your seat toward your heels. Maybe coming down to your forearms or walking your hands out toward the top of your mat and then sinking your head and heart down. For a lot of people, child's pose is extremely hard, especially if you have any knee stuff going on. So you can always take a variation, maybe putting some kind of cushion underneath your seat. You can have your forearms up on some blocks here too, just kind of pushing the belly down, supported in any way you'd like. Another good variation is to bring support underneath your chest and lowering on top of that. So go ahead and explore. We'll be here for about 5 more breaths. Belly breaths, if that's feeling good to you. Make sure there's plenty of space between your knees so that when you inhale, your belly can expand as much as it likes. Letting a little something go with each breath. Clearing the space so we can call in our intentions even clearer. And start to rise back up to tabletop. If you like having cushion under your knees, I would recommend keeping it there for our flow today. Let's come to our first downward facing dog. Blocks up at the top of the mat if you like to use them. We'll curl the toes under and slowly lift the legs, pushing through the hands, reaching through the shoulders, and finding your breath first, and then pedaling out your legs if you'd like. A little bit of motion as you settle in. One more breath in, one more breath out. Bend your knees, look up toward the top of your mat, and then step or walk your way to the top. We'll take a wide-legged rag doll today. So just toe heel your feet out. Maybe your hands come up on some blocks for support as you toe heel your feet out. And folding, maybe grabbing opposite elbows today. Maybe bending your knees a little bit extra. You could sway side to side or just be still. Just make sure to check in with your breath. Highly encourage you to take any detours, or if any inspiration comes to you, just follow that. We'll release the grip and switch which arm is on top here, and grab hold of the elbows once again. If it's easy to lose track of your breath, I would encourage you to try breathing with a little bit of sound. A little bit of a kind of friction sound in the back of the throat. Some people think that sounds like Darth Vader or the ocean. Ujjayi pranayama, it's called. Sounds like this. And then we'll release the hands, toe heel your feet closer together. And in your own way, slowly rise up to stand. Take your time, maybe walking your hands up your legs for support. And as you get to the top, find a little bit of a shake or a bounce through the body, maybe starting with lifting and lowering your heels or your shoulders. Maybe you shake things individually or everything at once. If shaking doesn't quite feel like it today, maybe you just do a little bounce or a little twist. Keep going a little bit so you feel like everything in your body has a little bit of motion going. And then come up to the top of the mat. Let's spin the palms to face the front of the space. Hold the shoulder blades or hug the shoulder blades together behind you. And then pay attention to the lower rib cage here. We want to imagine knitting the rib cage together, kind of engaging through the core, decreasing the amount of space between your navel and your rib cage there. And then relax a little bit. With an inhale, let's rise up to the tippy toes, slowly lifting the heels, feeling the strengthening and firming of the feet, the calves, the legs. And then exhale, lower back down. Let's do that a few more times. Inhale to rise, pausing for a second or two, and then exhaling to come back down. Feel free to add on the lift of your arms, inhaling to the tippy toes and joining your hands overhead. And then exhaling to lower. Do that just one more time. Inhaling to rise. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bring your hands to the floor or blocks. We'll step the right foot back first and then the left to your high plank. Big breath in here. And exhale, lower your knees and then lower your chest, moving those blocks to the side if you need to. Baby cobra for 3 rounds. Press the tops of your feet into the floor so much that your knees start popping up a little bit. Inhale, rise, lifting through the head and heart, using the strength of your core, not so much your hands. And then exhale, lower down. Inhale, rise, baby cobra, maybe hovering your hands up off of the floor if you want. And exhale, lower. One more time, inhale to lift. Stay lifted here if you can. For your exhale. Inhale, press your way up to tabletop. And exhale to your favorite child's pose variation. Sinking your seat toward your heels, perhaps. Big breath in, feel the expansion throughout your back. And exhale, releasing any tension you find. Inhale, expand in all directions. And exhale, release. Inhale, tabletop, grabbing your blocks if you'd like, and then exhaling to downward dog. Inhale here, and exhale. Inhale, lift your right toes up behind you, maybe just an inch or two off the floor, or maybe way up high. Exhale, right knee to right elbow, just shifting forward and seeing if you can make connection. Then right away, inhale, 3-legged down dog, right leg goes high again. We can do that one more time if you want to. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, 3-legged down dog. This time we're gonna step the right foot forward. You might have to give it a little bit of help to get to the top. That's totally fine. And then step your left foot to the top, folding when you get there. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, bending your knees. Inhale, reverse swan dive, arms reach out first, hinging upward through the hips, and then joining hands up high. Exhale, hands to heart center. Samastitihi, equal standing pose. Take a moment to notice and to be with yourself, seeing how things are. Let's take a clearing breath now in through your nose. Big sigh or sound to release. It doesn't have to make sense. Inhale, hands reach high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step that left foot back first, and then your right foot to your high plank. Just one big breath in here, press into your hands. And with your exhale, lowering all the way down. For 3 more rounds of our baby cobra series. So feet pressing down, as always, feel your glutes tightening up a little bit there, activating. Inhale, rise, baby cobra. Hug your elbows in toward your sides. And exhale, lower down. Inhale, baby cobra. Feel those back muscles strengthening and working together. And exhale, lower. Last time, inhale to lift, and let's stay lifted if you can. Lifted here for your exhale. Inhale, press your way up, tabletop. And then exhale for 3 breaths in child's pose, whatever variation you'd like. Big breath in, expanding. growing that sense of expansion or comfort or safety that you maybe found earlier or can find right now. One more breath here. Rising up slowly, tabletop, grabbing your blocks again if you want, and then using an exhale to find downward dog. We have just one breath in our normal down dog. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, left toes lift. Exhale, shift forward, left knee toward left elbow. Inhale, foot goes back up. One more time if you want. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Inhale, three-legged down dog. And then exhale, step that left foot forward first. And then your right. Just give it your best here. And then with an inhale, rising up, halfway lift. Exhale, fold with a deeper bend of your knees. Inhale, reverse swan dive, arms reaching wide first, and then hinging up through the upper body. Join hands overhead. Exhale, samastitihi, equal standing pose, thumbs pressing into the sternum. Take a few moments to notice once again what's constant, what's changing. Is there anything you can do to make yourself feel more cared for? Clearing breath with sound or a sigh in through the nose. And let it go. Inhale, hands go high. Exhale, step your right foot back and sweep your arms back, ending up in our high lunge or crescent lunge. Left knee is bending here. Inhale, hands reach forward and up. Exhale, arrow pose, arms sweep back, head sweeps forward. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, hands reach high. Exhale, arrow pose, arms reaching back like airplane arms. One breath in here with airplane arms. Exhale, lower your right knee to the mat. Inhale, sweep your arms forward and up. Just like we did when we were standing. Exhale, low arrow pose, arms sweep back, head sweeps forward. One more time, inhale, arms rise. Exhale, low or baby arrow. One breath here, holding. And then exhale, lower your hands to blocks or the floor. I'm coming up to the highest setting on my blocks here. Curl your right toes under, pick up your right knee. And we're rising to arrow pose here. So arms hugging back. Inhale, rise up, hands overhead. Exhale, arrow pose. Inhale, step your right foot forward. So we end up kind of in a drinking bird position. The arms are back, the head is forward. You can stay right here or experiment with bending your knees and slowly lifting your heels a little bit. This is like the drinking bird variation with your heels lifted. Just do what you can. We're balancing and strengthening. Inhale, stand all the way up. And exhale, lower everything down. Bringing your hands to heart center, taking 3 breaths. Last round of breath will be a clearing breath if you want, in through the nose, sigh to release. Inhale, hands reach high. Exhale, step your left foot back. You can lower your arms down as you get settled in or keep them lifted. squaring the hips toward the front of your space. Have a nice bend through the right knee. Inhale and sweep your hands back up if they're not there. And exhale, arrow pose, slowly shifting the chest and head forward. Hug those shoulder blades together behind you as you find those airplane arms. Inhale, rising up, sweeping arms down and up, forward and up. Exhale, arrow. One more time, inhale, rising up. Now exhale, lower that left knee down. We'll find arrow pose when we get there. So shifting the chest forward, arms hugging back again. Inhale, sweep the arms down, forward and up. Maybe taking a little back bend when you get to the top. And then exhale, arrow pose. Go smoothly and slowly. One more time, inhale, arms come up. Exhale, arrow. Let's see if we can stay in this baby arrow pose and make it up to our normal arrow pose. Otherwise, bringing your hands to the blocks. Either way, curling that left toe under and seeing if you can pick up that left knee. Your hands are on the blocks. At some point, bringing your shoulder blades back together in arrow pose. Inhale, sweep your arms down, forward, and then up. Exhale, arrow. Last time through, inhale, rise. Woo. Exhale, arrow. Hugging the shoulder blades together. Push your way up to the top, drinking bird at the top. Feet can stay planted, or slowly bending your knees, leaning forward or bending forward slightly as you lift up your heels. And with an inhale, rise all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart, lower down. 3 breaths. Let's take a clearing breath in through the nose and a sigh to release. Let's slowly make our way down to a seat. Once you're in a seat, we'll find our deer pose or 90-90. So both knees bend. If this is hard to do, we can sit up on a bolster or some pillows. That left leg and glute up on a pillow can help a lot, maybe even a little higher if you want. Let's take a little twist to the left. Let's do an active twist. We're not hanging on to anything. We're just seeing how far we can twist, just using the strength of our bodies here to the left. Your arms could come out wide if you like, or maybe you keep your hands in your heart center. You can kind of come in and out of that a couple of times. If you want to do it with breath, we just will inhale as you come out and exhale, twisting to the left. One more time, inhale. Exhale, twisting to the left, gazing over that left shoulder. Come back to center, and we'll take a little fold over that left thigh, or the left shin rather. So we're facing the shin, wherever that is for you, not the knee. So we're not twisted. Your hands could come to blocks or the floor. And then once again, we're going to hinge at the hips. So we're leading with the heart. The head is staying lifted here as we find a fold. And then you can come back up. We can kind of play with this for a little while here. Some people will do this for like strengthening the hips and glutes. You could not hold on to anything and just kind of bow down and then back up a couple times if you'd like to work on strength. Otherwise, at some point, you might find a little rest. So hands down on the floor or on blocks, or maybe forearms on blocks. Try not to just go as hard and as far as you can. Try to find like the right fit, you know? I was in a yoga class last week and the teacher was saying, you know, if you're new to, I can't remember, I think it was triangle pose. It was like, if you're new to yoga, use a block. And if you've been in these classes before, which you mostly, I mean, all of you probably have at this point, we use blocks all the time, and I'm under the impression that the exact opposite is true. I think the more you practice, the more you're humbling yourself and no longer needing to perform poses or look a certain way. I think then you do use blocks and props more often because you're in deep connection with what your body needs every day. And for the vast majority of people on Earth, you're going to have better alignment using blocks than if you can reach the floor without blocks. But yes, okay, off my soapbox here. The takeaway here is the more advanced you are, the more often I believe you would use props. So don't let those people tell you you're new at yoga if you're using them. When you're ready, start to make your way back up. We will switch sides. You could, depending on how you are set up, you could keep your legs kind of the same here, lean back, bring your feet up and around. Otherwise, just do your thing. Finding a prop underneath that right leg this time. There we go. And we'll take our active twisting a couple rounds to the right. So when you're ready, just seeing about making your way to the right, looking over that right shoulder, maybe extending your arms or keeping them near heart center. With an inhale, you might unwind slightly. And then exhale, twist back over to the right. Do that one more time. Inhale, unwind. Exhale, twist. And then we'll come back, unwinding here. We'll start to find our fold. So we can right away kind of hold on to the blocks and start shifting forward, maybe going up and down a couple of times as you get a little bit warmed up on this side, or maybe grabbing opposite elbows or hands at heart center and trying a few times, just taking that strengthening, kind of hinging, bowing forward motion a couple of times. And either continuing that or finding a place to sink in and enjoy this forward fold and hip opener. One of my favorite variations to pigeon or half pigeon pose. Connect with your breath. Couple more breaths here. When you feel ready, slowly making your way back up. We'll meet up laying down. So take your time. If there's any other little poses you want to do before you get there, go ahead. And just keep on making your way down to the floor. Pulling your knees in toward your chest at some point when you arrive. And take some time rolling your knees around, getting some massaging pressure going there at the low back and sacrum. Add the icing on top by breathing in a sweet way. And then we'll find happy baby, either holding on to the backs of the legs or grabbing hold of the toes or feet and then pressing or pulling your knees in toward the armpits. You can rock a little bit here or just hold steady, pulling the knees in. Or maybe you bend and straighten opposite legs a couple of times, having fun, experimenting. And if there are any last poses, movements, or stretches that you're wanting or needing, take a few moments here to move through those. And then set yourself up for a nice and cozy Shavasana meditation. Maybe bringing a pillow under your head or something under your knees. You can put your blocks under your knees or a bolster pillow situation. And if you have a block or some other item close by, you could try placing it on top of like the belly or like kind of like the diaphragm area here, just as a little bit of proprioception here so that we can feel and focus on the rise and fall of the belly as we breathe throughout our time. So it might feel good to have it lengthwise, or you can arrange it however you'd like on your stomach or on your body. And play with it a few times through breathing in and out, seeing if you can lift and lower that block. I feel like if it's in just the right place, you'll have the maximum effect. And then closing your eyes if you want. Instead of watching as the block rises and falls, just feel for it like a steady friend counting your breaths for you. Relaxing your face, especially your jaw, your tongue. Let the growing sensation of peace and rest continue to grow with every breath. Seeing if you can very gently lock into this expansive and natural flow of breath. But you can think less and less about doing it and just about experiencing or even witnessing the rise and the fall. Scanning for tension or holding, and then releasing if you find it. Softening more, expanding more through your breath, through your energy. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings everywhere be happy and be free. And may our thoughts, words, and actions somehow contribute to the happiness and freedom for all. If you are ready to begin reawakening, slowly wiggling fingers and toes and moving in slightly bigger ways, stretching or yawning or just kind of wiggling around a little bit. You can move that block up off of you if you're using that, and eventually make your way to the fetal position on either side. Knees slightly tucked in. Maybe your bottom arm can be your pillow. Take one full breath here. And at the very bottom of your exhale, start to press your way up to a comfortable seat, grabbing any props you like. And then joining hands at heart center. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Together, bringing thumbs and hands up to third eye center. And in a gesture of gratitude, if it feels good to you, let's take a bow forward together now. Peace.